One, two, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Just so many hours you spent on the phone, I wasted here loving you. Now you gonna tell me that you're on your own, you're leaving me sad and blue. Just so many days you've been on my mind, you been stop trouble on down the line. Fool if I go, fool if I stay, tell you what I'm gonna do. Tell you what I'm gonna do. Tell you what I'm gonna do. Let it roll, let it glide, let it fall.
Howdy. Welcome to this, the 26th episode of the Clay Woodrow Show. We've had a 2 to 3 week hiatus, 4 week maybe, 3 to 4 week. This is the 26th episode. But when we come back strong. One of our most sought after guests by far, sitting in studio with us, Miss Neely Thomas. Welcome, Neely.
Thank you.
So you've been on the studio long enough now that if you do not speak into the microphone, I know.
I'll work on it.
Okay, I will pop you in the forehead. Okay, so, but also our trusty producer, Don Shula, in studio today, and you can reach out to him if you want to send him an email. You can just do perfectseasondolphins@yahoo.com, perfectseasondolphins@yahoo.com. So, Mr. Producer, I welcome you back into the studio as well. Woody not in studio today. He has already started summer semester, so he's got some Zoom classes this morning, an intro to psychology class that Woody is taking, and so that's where he is at today. Now, we are going back to a friend of ours to be our sponsor today. Browning's Pharmacy. Now, I think what we're going to do is, since they were crazy enough to pay us money for a sponsorship, we're just going to keep using them as a sponsor and send them invoices to see if they'll pay for sponsorship, and they probably won't. But we're going to do that until someone else says, you know what, I'd like to sponsor the Clay and Woodrow Show. So we're going to go over just some basic things, probably a little bit shorter show today, just to kind of get us rolling back into the season. I just had the privilege of this weekend. My most brilliant and beautiful daughter has begun, whichever. I'm about to talk about the importance of academics in our family, and then I just grammatically just rip through a sentence. She is starting the process of starting to explore which colleges that she wants to go to. So we've made a list. By the way, do you?
I do. It's on my phone.
All right, so
I've got
this is a list, and much like the big time college athletes that have all the lists, we're keeping our list out there so that those recruiters can stay in touch with us. And so who is on our list?
Right now, we have Mercer at number 1 because that's where I've always wanted to go. And we have some of these, I don't know. He just told me to put them on here.
Perhaps some of these would be ones that I think she should go. Next year would just be a sophomore. So this is still a little premature.
We have Wake Forest, Vanderbilt, the University of the South, Furman, and William and Mary.
And we added one, Davidson.
Oh, Davidson.
For Bill Pomeroy. We added Davidson. So that's kind of, is Duke on the list?
I can't get in there, so I'm not going to put it on there.
We can't say that. We don't know. You might can get into, you probably not. But I don't know. I think you could get into Duke.
I don't think
But we went and visited Duke, and I will tell you, what did you think about the campus?
The campus is really pretty. If I could get in there, I'd 100% go. But,
okay.
I mean, it's not going to happen.
I think we need a little bit more positive thinking out of Miss Neely over here. So we went on to that trip. I want to say this as nicely as I know how. We also visited North Carolina State. And you don't need to visit North Carolina State at the same time that you visit Duke's campus. North Carolina State's campus doesn't fare quite well after you go to Durham, North Carolina, and walk through Duke's campus. So North Carolina State, more kind of industrial feeling. Now, they did have a brand new Greek village that was kind of neat, but certainly, I'm sure it's a good school, Wolfpack, whatever their little sign is, but campus-wise didn't do a whole lot for me. So, but I love going to look at college campuses. I'd say still West Point is the best-looking campus that I've ever been to. But I still keep Mercer in my top 5 of campuses. Now, I don't know about necessarily the city of Macon, but the campuses are good. So what we did is we're going to have Neely on today, and backed by popular demand, Neely is going to interview me. she's got some questions that she says as we approach Father's Day. These are questions that she would like to ask me on the Clay and Woodrow show. And I'm not particularly familiar with the questions that you were going to ask.
Okay. You ready?
Don't forget, into the microphone.
Sorry.
No, you're doing fine.
Okay, question number 1.
All right.
As a kid, what did you think you wanted to do for a living?
This is going to be a horrible. I did not know, and to some degree, I still don't know. So I'm still trying to figure that kind of stuff out. Yeah. So no, but I would say as a kid, I always thought, this is a weird thing. I always thought I would come back to Waycross, Blackshear, this area, but I was not certain what I would do. But I just knew I wanted to come back here because I like living here.
Okay. Are you where you thought you'd be at this point in your life?
In many ways, I guess yes. I mean, I assumed I'd be married. I assumed I'd have kids. I assumed that and faith would be a critical part of my life. But as far as like career-wise, I had no idea.
Okay. If you could have dinner with 3 famous people, living or dead, who would they be?
Let's go living, because to me, eating with dead people seems creepy. So I would say Rick Burgess of the Rick and Bubba Show, Mark Rick, former coach of the University of Georgia, and the third person would be I'd probably say David Letterman.
Okay, I really didn't know who any of those people were.
You know who Mark Rick is?
Well, yeah, but it took me a little while.
Okay.
I wouldn't have known that was him.
Yes. So are they going to be able to hear you? No, I'm sorry. The producer who produces the show, doesn't realize that he can't be heard because he's not on microphone. But David Letterman has grown an extraordinarily beautiful beard. Yes. Yeah. Those probably my 3.
Okay. What did a typical Friday night look like for you at age 17?
Kind of the typical thing that kids are doing now, like just hanging out with friends, going over to friends' house, friends coming to my house, maybe driving around.
Did you ride the strip?
The producer asked offset again, did I ride the strip? And I did. So our little drive through, our main hangout was, I don't know why, but it was Burger King. We kept circling Burger King at Memorial Drive, and I don't really understand or remember the import. I saw one of the best fights of my life at Burger King. I can still even remember who the participants were, and but I saw a phenomenal fight, and I was one of those. As soon as the fight occurred, I realized this was not my domain. I kind of eased to the corner of that room, and this is before cell phones or anything like that. But I got to soak it all up. But saw a wonderful, wonderful fight at the Burger King on Memorial Drive. It was top notch.
Okay. Is there something you've always wanted to do but never got the chance to?
Oh yes, I still have a ton of stuff that I want to do. Mainly dealing with travel, especially traveling with my family.
You remember when you wanted to run in front of the bulls?
No, I still would like to do the running of the bulls. I would still have that on my list.
Okay.
I think I would enjoy that experience. So that's something that I would definitely want to do. There's a lot of traveling that I want to do, and I would I still want to so I have a friend of mine that does comedy in New York City, and I will write for him. And he wants me to go do an open mic in New York City. I mean, like, I would bomb. I would be horrible, but I just want to try it. I want to go do it and just give it a whirl at an open mic, but in New York City. And I'm saying for the record, no, I would not be good at it. But I don't get embarrassed too easily. So I'll just go there and bomb. But I'd give it a try. What's
the best gift you've ever received besides like me?
Well, yeah. So I'm going to technically answer this and say, I'd say grace is the biggest gift I've ever been given. And that was a gift I certainly didn't deserve, but I think more in lines of what this is going on and outside of like a real kind of gift is,
which you're really hard to shop for.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are. Okay. Because I've gotten you so many gifts. Like, I've thought many good ideas.
I will return a gift in a New York minute.
The Beats I got you that one Christmas, well, I used your debit card, but that I picked out for you, you returned those.
I did.
And Beats, like the headphones.
The headphones.
Beats.
Beats.
And
I was like, Beats?
And then, was it last year? I don't know when it was, but I got you an Apple Watch, and you never wear that. So,
Yeah.
and those are really good gifts.
Yeah. And I don't wear the Apple Watch, and it just sits by my dresser.
But
and
every time you do wear it, you're like, this is so cool. Why don't I wear this more?
Because technology drives me insane. Because here's my problem with technology.
Oh, gosh.
Is if I have technology, but I don't know how to use the whistles and bells, it drives me bonkers. So even my truck is kind of more, it's way too technologically advanced for me. And my brother will get in my truck and he'll start pressing stuff and making my truck do things that I didn't know that it could do. And it infuriates me because I don't like technology. And so what does my family get me, knowing that I don't like? They give me a computer that hooks up to my wrist as a gift. And then the other thing is,
which is very easy to use, might I add.
Not for me. So the other thing is every year, God love her. You have to say that, because I'm about to throw my wife under the bus. Bless her heart. Right around November, my wife thinks that I'm a much tinier man than I am. And I get these gifts that I would typically love, and they're like larges. I hadn't worn a large. I hadn't worn a large since 10th grade. Maybe not since middle school. And she's like, well, I thought you wore a large. And we go through this every Christmas season. So one of our proud sponsors, Jake and Ed's, Steve and Shannon Fleming, those guys should know better and say, listen, I know you want him to be in a large, but he's nowhere close to a large. So I will get a stack of clothes from Jake and Ed's, which, by the way, come to my house. The bill comes to my house unpaid for. I'm paying for it anyway, which is fine.
It's the thought. We go and pick it out.
Yeah, it is the
thought of it.
And I look like I'm smuggling pillows. Everything that I'm wearing, I look like I'm smuggling pillows. And so, but the best gift that I've ever received is... I'm not a big gift guy. Let's keep going. I think about that. I can't think of a gift that really sticks out to me.
What about when the shirt I made? It's a little ugly.
I will say, but it was sentimental.
Yes.
So I like sentimental. That works.
Yeah. Okay.
She did. We'll go with a gift that, of course, Neely gave me.
Yep. Okay. What has been your favorite age so far and why?
Okay, I will always. You always need to say right now because you just seem like a real curmudgeon if you don't. But I'd say right now is a good time. But the 4 years of college were really.
He talks about them all the time.
Yeah, and these people.
The
Yeah, I'm telling you, you should make your 4 years turn into 5 or 6 years and make me pay for it.
Oh, I'm planning on it.
Okay, that would be the thing to do. Make college. We have another guest that's in studio who's not. I'm not going to announce today because he's going to be a guest, and I will tell him as well. Make your daddy pay for at least 7 to 8 years of college. It's the best years of your life. So I'd say right now and college. Not that you asked, but worst years. I found much of high school to be really, really childish.
Yep.
I was not a huge fan of high school.
Yep. I'm living through it right now. So I got you.
Okay. All right. Next question, ma'am.
That's all of them.
That's all the questions.
That's all of them.
That's
I mean,
all
there's
the
some
questions.
other ones on here, but those were the
Oh, I'm going to ask you then. What's the best
Okay.
gift that you've ever received? Keeping in mind, you will in maybe 60 days have a 16th birthday.
Okay. Well,
What do most people get on their 16th birthday?
a car.
Most people.
Yep. Fingers crossed. So, but for like Christmas or just any gift?
Anything.
Well, this past Christmas, the laptop and Laurendale tickets, that was a good gift.
All right.
And I mean, the Christmas before that was pretty good too. The
Yeah.
farm.
Yep.
So those two.
I'm a pretty good gift giver.
You are really. You're
I'm
not
creative.
good at like. I'm not. You're hard to get gifts for.
Yeah, I
but
don't
you're
receive
really good
gifts.
at giving gifts.
That's very good. So I know you're off mic, but it just seems like your wheels are turning over there, Mr. Producer. They're really not. Anything at all. Okay, lights are on, but nobody's home. Okay, so just as we leave and we kind of wrap this up, I do want to just remind you that around August, really July, I will become excited about college football, and I just need to say some things. Now, coronavirus, I hear you. I think it is possible for a human being to take it seriously, yet still be a little concerned about the overreach of government, and at the same time still think that we need to get back to work. I think you can live in all three of those spheres very, very easily. But college football is at stake. Now, baseball is relaxing for me. I love going home in the evenings and watching baseball. There's like 162 games. If they don't win, it's not the end of the world. You just sit back, you relax, you watch a little baseball. But if this coronavirus affects my college football, then my gloves are coming off. I'm going to be extremely upset if it affects my college football. And I know that's a self-serving kind of thing to say. I understand that. But if you would have thought this back whenever this whole thing started, when we started canceling the Masters and they started canceling the tournament, the NCAA basketball tournament, I was like, who cares? Nobody cares about basketball, and I sure don't care about golf. I said, but at least this thing's not going to affect college football. They're talking about now it's going to affect college football. I think I saw that through all of this, Furman just shut down their baseball program, like completely, not just delayed it, but just shut it all down. So this is interesting times. And certainly, I mean, you know the true answer to this, if we need to shut down college football, but because somebody's going to post down here and it's going to get my blood pressure up and it's going to take me seriously, then I'm more concerned about college football than I am about human lives. And obviously that's not the case. But I will tell you, it will take it to a new height for me if my college football season is shut down. So I just want to give you a quick preview. It would be the best defense the University of Georgia's ever had. That's just a quick preview. Best defense. That's a bold statement. It's a true statement. And I am here to tell you, and I'm going to break that down for us in the future. But we will have the best inside linebacker and the best outside linebacker on the same field at the same time, and they will both be sophomores. And that's a heck of a thing, to say. So I can't wait for the football season and for us to get our minds off of the whole virus thing. I want to thank everybody for tuning in, especially our good friends at Browning's Pharmacy. They are our sponsors today, and I think we're going to invoice them another.
Those invoices are not junk mail.
Oh yeah, please don't disregard them, because we got like a 54-cent stamp on it. We're probably going to lose money on our attempt to collect this $5, but we're going to keep pushing Browning's Pharmacy because once again, if you don't get your drugs at Browning's Pharmacy, then you're un-American. That's our philosophy. Mr. Producer, I know you're off mic. I thank you for being here. Neely, more than anything, I thank you for being here.
You're welcome.
And you look just stunning today.
Well, I didn't know I was going to be on, so I might have brushed my hair or something.
Okay, I didn't give you much notice about that.
Yeah, but it's fine. It's fine.
Okay, all right. Any parting words for you?
Nope, I think I'm good.
Okay, that being said, everybody have a great week, and we will see you next Tuesday. Take care.
On the side, let her go.